Good morning.
It is.
I have lots of questions. I don't know how to focus in on specifically what it is, other than I guess I have to find a word, or like trust or faith or something like that helps me to.
Blah, 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 blah. Trust or faith, blah, 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 blah. But what about this? What about this? What about this escrow? What about it? In other words, can you talk about it in the way we're talking about it? Can you feel the way you're beginning to feel? And is not that trust or faith there? In other words,
it is, but then it's easy to get sidetracked from it.
Well, you just...
So it's not,
We get that, but you gotta let it not be so easy to get sidetracked. What you're saying right here is the work, and that's why we want to be so bold as to say, Law of Attraction's response to what's in your vibrational escrow is everything. And Law of Attraction's response to what's going on in your day-to-day experience is paltry by comparison.
Right, and I know that my escrow has been growing since I've learned about Abraham and kind of understanding it. The more I understand it, the bigger my escrow is getting. And so when I get sidetracked, I'm hitting that tree at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, good. Hurts, doesn't it? So pay attention. Watch where you're going. Don't let yourself get sucked into those negative thoughts. You run into a few of them, and pretty soon you'll take more careful aim at the way you point your mind. While Jerry and Esther were in Europe, they got word from the office that Lovable Cat had made her transition into non-physical. Oh, you're still not over that death thing, are you? Well, she's romping around with us and turning the lights on in Jerry and Esther's cabin and so forth. So she's alive and weller. But in hearing about it, it was such a painful thought for Esther that she had to exercise mind control. And she said, gee, what a concept. Mind control. When I think this thought, I feel terrible. And when I don't think that thought, I feel better. And I can't not think that thought without thinking another thought. And Esther had great motivation. They were on a tour. She wanted to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on. She did not have time to wallow in her sorrow or to disconnect herself over something that was already done. So mind control was the only answer. And we say, we just love it when you get yourself in a place where you finally acknowledge that this thought is so painful, I will not think it. And I will coax myself bit by bit into a thought that is not only not painful, but a thought that is joyful. And in the moment, Esther worked on it for 2 or 3 days. She and Jerry didn't talk about it at all because neither one of them were sure how sensitive the other one was about it. And so they didn't talk about it, but very fleetingly, and Esther worked on it every night as she went to bed, lying on the ship, and every morning when she first woke up. And at the moment that she found her alignment about it, the lights in the cabin came on, in a dark cabin. And Esther thought, I've always known that Elsie is consciousness, just like the rest of us. I've always known that she is an eternal liver of life, just like the rest of us. But nothing like coming into alignment with a powerful desire in order to have it demonstrated in some way in the moment, you see. So we mean to be hard on you in the sense that you just can't be sloppy in your thinking and get to where you want to go. You just can't be. But we want to emphasize that this is so huge that we just want you to begin telling a new story. It's not hard to think about what I want to think of because this vibrational vortex is so big and everything that I want's there, and Law of Attraction's working on it, and all the resources are there, and things are always working out for me, and things are getting better and better, and I'm getting better and better at this. And there's no harm in thinking negative thought, because all that happens is I feel the discord of that thought in its relationship to who I really am and what I really want. And this is not a big deal, and it's not hard to be a deliberate creator. And I'm so glad that I am now knowledgeable enough to be a deliberate creator. And I love contrast because it puts more stuff in my vibrational escrow. And I love my guidance system that lets me know where I am in vibrational proximity to what's going on in my vibrational escrow. And I love being a deliberate creator, and I love knowing that it's all vibrational, and I love knowing that my guidance lets me know how I'm doing. And I like seeing my progress, and I know that I'm doing better and better, and I know that there's nothing that could be so bad that it wouldn't give me some advantage, and I'm starting to look more for the advantages. And what is doesn't mean diddly squat anyway, because what is so temporary. What is changes as my thoughts are changing. And if I haven't been seeing much change in my life, it's only because my thoughts are changing, but they're changing to more of the same because I haven't been letting my thoughts move toward where I want to be. But now I can feel the bigness of this vortex, and I can feel the bigness of who I've become. And I'm not willing to just wallow in the old usual thoughts. I'm setting higher standards for myself, higher, better feeling thought standards for myself. Not because I need to create those things in order to be joyful, but because I can't beat the drum of the opposite of what I've already become and be joyful. You know, as we talk about creating and the things that you want, like more money or empires or lovers or whatever it is, as we talk about these things that you want and we talk about them being over there in that vibrational escrow, we want to say it in a newer, clearer way. It isn't the denying yourself of those things and creations that is making you feel uncomfortable. It is the not letting yourself be the you that you are. You are the creation. You are what is becoming. It's not the house. It's not the money. It's the you that is becoming, you see. And so you are as full as you let yourself be in the moment. It does not matter how much stuff you've piled up. When you find a thought that lets you close that gap, when you close that gap, you now vibrationally, wholly, from the physical standpoint and from the non-physical standpoint, you wholly, altogetherly, you wholly own what's in your vibrational escrow. And do you know what the main product in your vibrational escrow is? You. Now you're the lover. Now you're the prosperous one. Now you're the healthy one. Now you're the clear-minded one. You're the more than trusting, knowing one. You see what we're getting at?
Yep.
All the stuff you want is just your excuse to point that away.
Right.
Saying.
Yep.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Esther.
My question has to do with your surroundings. Like, we're all here sitting in a hotel room. We all had to drive to get here. From your point, do you have a schedule that you know you're going to be meeting us? Like, are you supposed to go to the Crystal City, but you can't go because you had to come here or something along those lines? And like, are there places to go, like water and trees or that sort of thing?
We saw it coming, and yet still we called him forward. Well, your world is our world when you think about it. If you are an extension of that which we are, then that which you see is that which we see. It's not an easy thing to wrap your physical thoughts around, but everything that is seen is perceptual. There is not a reality that everyone who sees at the same time. But we get the sense of what you're talking about. When we are visiting with you through Esther, we have the advantage of being able to focus visually through her apparatus, and we can see you as she sees you. However, when we are choosing you from a group, it is not the look of you, it is the vibration of you. In other words, if you have a question that you have focused upon, so it is keenly focused, there is a brightness about you that is more visible. And if you are in the vibrational vicinity of that which you are wanting more clarification of, then you light up still further. In other words, it's easy to see who among you would have a great advantage by a conversation. When we look at your world, we can see it visually, but there is something, and we are wanting to find a way of saying this that is not off-putting to you about your visual world. But when you walk into a room, for example, and you might say, I'm observing what's in this room. We want to say to you that you and we are seeing on many more levels than your eyes and ears and physical senses are allowing you to see. There is a vibrational point of view that is even more satisfying than what you call your visual point of view. So, yes, there are always places for us to go. We would call them rendezvous points. In other words, often through what you're living, as you set forth your rockets of desire into your vibrational escrow, we rendezvous there with you. And so we, in our non-physical essence, are different from you in your physical format, as you in your non-physical essence is different from you in your physical format. Meaning, we are omnipresent. We have the ability from non-physical vantage point to focus simultaneously upon many things at once, because we are not singular in our focus, but we are multiple in our focus. You are too. It's the advantage that coming into sync with who you really are allows you. Now, we know that was a bit vague and therefore general and therefore not satisfying. Do you want to poke at us further with that?
But when you're not focused through Esther, is there scenery around you though? Like, I don't know how to explain that.
Well, you know how when in your physical body you decide to go into a movie theater or come into a room like this, and even though there is much more that you could see, here you're focused here. Mm-hmm. And so it is the same with us. We give our undivided attention to that which we are giving our attention to. And those of you who sit here sort of get a sense of that. So we are not different from you. It would be good for you to realize that you are multifaceted and multifocused, and that you have more point of view than you often exercise. And yet, with all of that said, we want to point out that creation is about focusing. And when we call this the leading edge of thought, we're not kidding you. There is nothing more delicious and therefore more compelling or attractive to those like us than to focus here with you. And the interesting thing is that because you are an extension of that which we are, when you get focused upon something which causes us to focus through you toward what you really want, we give our undivided attention to who you are and what you really want. And when you focus otherwise, you feel the separation. But we are focused upon who you are and what you really want. And so that is really the only difference worth mentioning. We go to who you have furthermost become, and often you all lag behind.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. You know what to do. You've got guidance that shows you. And we know that you know what we know about your escrow. Now you just got to figure out how to get closer to it. And the answer to that is just find more ways to get happy. Lean in the direction of what feels good. Thought by thought, thought by thought, thought by thought. And all of us who are not only rooting for you, but are standing there with the prize of the evolved being that is you, will continue to call you step by step in the direction of who you really are. We feel such appreciation for your willingness to pour through the nitty-gritty of your experience. And as we said earlier, and we so want you to hear it, if it were not for your willingness to do the step oneing, there would be no step doing for us. And we like the step doing. It is delicious to watch and be part of the orchestration of the things that you're asking for. But there is no satisfaction in all of the universe that is greater for us than to see you, one by one, deliberately choose a thought that causes you to lean in the direction of what you have carved out for yourself, and then consciously witness the manifestational evidence of that success. There is great love here for you. And as always, we joyously remain incomplete.